Hey everyone, it's Joan from JL Formulations and I'm going to talk about oily skin. How do you know you have oily skin? Well, when you cleanse your skin, after literally 20 minutes, does your skin oil up? Does it look more and more oily as the day progresses? Does it look shiny? Do you have blackheads, open pores, congested pores, even whiteheads, and sometimes spots, which sometimes lead on to acne? If you've got any of these things, then you have oily skin. So what causes oily skin? Attached to the hair follicle, there's a little sac, a gland here called the sebaceous gland, and this produces oil that comes up through the follicle to really lubricate the hair so your hair's shiny, to moisturize it, but also to protect the skin surface. Now, what is in control of that is the male hormone, and hormones is the thing to remember here. That's what causes. So the hormones stimulate the sebaceous gland and to produce more oil. So it is simply a hormone, usually a hormone related issue, right? So what causes this? So we know teenagers get oily skin because at puberty, that's when this first thing the hormones start to act up. You also get it you can have it in adult acne, which women are very prone to in their 40s and older. So that's a real issue for a lot of women, are more prone to it than men. That again is hormone related. And remember, stress produces cortisol, which affects this sebum again to produce more and more and more, and that's going to block the skin surface. Okay, so you need to know that it's hormone related. Can you get it hereditary? Yes, it is. It's genetic as well, so it can be genetic. So you know, if that's all you and you've got it, so what do we do to look after it? What can we do? So the most important thing about oily skin is you need to clean it really well. You really have to have a good cleansing routine. That is the key. If you do that, that will really prevent more and more blockages. So a good cleanser, especially for the girls out there, if you're wearing makeup, you have to take off the makeup first with a good face and eye makeup remover. Okay, so take off the makeup first and then use the cleanser that is good for you. Now, a cleanser for oily skin should contain 3 really good ingredients if you can get them in one cleanser. So glycolic acid, salicylic acid, and lactic acid. I'll go for the middle one, salicylic, why that is such a good ingredient. Salicylic acid is a beta hydroxy acid, a BHA, and what it does, BHA just means it's oil soluble, it dissolves the oil. So when you use a product with salicylic, it's going to clean those pores out and dissolve the oil. So the pores are going to tighten up, look tighter. They're going to look, the skin's going to look more refreshed, smoother, more refined. So salicylic acid is going to do that. Okay, and then we get the next one, glycolic acid. The glycolic acid is, these are all natural occurring, you know, glycolic acid comes from the sugarcane, and it's all natural, usually in all the skincare products that you can buy over the counter. So what glycolic acid does, glycolic acid helps in natural exfoliation of the dead skin on that outside layer, the stratum corneum of your epidermis, the top layer of the skin, the stratum corneum. So you want to get rid of those dead skin cells. You want them to kick off much quicker than they're doing just now. And that is the issue when you have oily skin. The dead skin likes and loves the oily skin and adheres longer. So you need to get those dead skin cells off, stop them from blocking the pores, because they can mix with the oil, and that's what causes the blockages, the blackheads, the whiteheads, and acne too, right? So we need to get rid of those dead skin cells, and that's what glycolic acid does. It helps kick them off. And then the other one was lactic acid. Lactic acid is derived from actually sour cream. It's one of where it comes from. So lactic acid is really another one that acts like it kicks off the dead skin, also causes the natural exfoliation. But here's the thing, lactic acid keeps your own skin inside moisturized. It stimulates, there's guys called glycosaminoglycans in this layer that's going to keep the moisture content. So that is something that leads on for me to tell you that you've got to be aware of cleansers that are sold over the counter for oily skin that can be harsh, and they can dry your skin up too much. That's what I want you to be aware of, okay? Do not get them, because they can dry it up initially and you think, oh, that's good. And then the next thing is it starts to produce more oil than before. So when I want you to look at a cleanser, I want you to think about salicylic acid, glycolic acid, lactic acid, that type of cleanser. Another great thing to do is when you're using the cleansers, okay, and you're massaging them onto the face, is to use a face cloth or a flannel to take the cleanser off. That acts like an exfoliator, but you're doing this gently. What you do not want to do is think, oh, I've got to cleanse it really, really, really harshly so that I can get rid of all the oil, all the dirt. You know, be careful you do all that thought process. What you want to do is cleanse it well, your skin, but you really want to make it a gentle movement, okay? You don't want to start stimulating it and making it agitated. So I've given you the ingredients to look for in cleansers. Another thing I want you to think about is a scrub, a skin scrub. Again, a skin scrub's a great thing to do. And when you use a skin scrub, cleanse your skin first and then use a skin scrub after it. You know, that is a good way to do it. Use the cleanser first and then the skin scrub. Now, skin scrubs, I like to use them, especially all the women out there. I like you to use them in the evening. When you use them in the evening, okay, it means that when you go to bed, your skin is starting to repair and renew itself. Okay, so that's what happens when you go to sleep. Your skin is working to fix itself out and detox itself. So when you go to bed and you've done the cleanse and you've done the scrub, that is really going to help, especially if you've got oily skin. The scrub, if you think about it, the scrub actually helps dislodge all the congested cells that you've got, okay? And I talked about what glycolic acid does. It helps loosen up the dead skin to pull that off the top layer. The scrub is just helping that along, okay? So, good thing to try, but be careful, don't use anything that's too harsh on your oily skin. And finally, two things more, sorry. The final thing is to talk about moisturising. When you moisturise oily skin, you can moisturise it. You can moisturise oily skin, but you have to try and get an oil-free formula. That's what I want you to think about. If you put a moisturiser onto your oily skin and it still feels tacky, that is not the right moisturiser for you. You want a lightweight moisturiser that you put on that absorbs easily into the skin, leaving no traces of oil on the top. So look out for a moisturiser like that. Now, if you've got active spots, I'm not keen on putting moisturiser too much on top of the areas where you have got active spots. I really don't want you to feed the skin with more moisturiser because you're already producing enough of your own. So that's why I need you to be careful with the moisturising. Okay, and last of all, sunscreen. Sunscreens that have zinc oxide in them. Zinc oxide actually heals spots and it normalises skin. It's not dry skin out a little bit, zinc oxide. So zinc oxide as an ingredient in sunscreen is great for oily skins. So I hope that's given you a few tips. I just want to check that I've got all the things I wanted to tell you. How to prevent it. You know, if you're going to the gym, I would say cleanse in the morning, cleanse after the exercise you're doing, and then cleanse again at night. So really 3 times a day. The key is to keep the skin as clean as possible. I wanted to touch on a little bit about psoriasis at the end of this video because someone commented on it on the YouTube page earlier on today, and I thought I'm going to give psoriasis a little mention. Psoriasis is a real problem for some people and it can be caused by a number of triggers. I think the key is to find out what is your trigger. It is just an excess build-up. I said to you that the dead skin cells in oily skin, you want to get them kicked off. Well, in psoriasis, the dead skin cells, the skin just produces so much skin. In other words, so many dead skin cells are lying at the top, so you've got extra layers of skin and they look red, sore, like silvery scales, but very inflamed, and it really is, it's a very, very uncomfortable type of skin concern to have. So if you've got psoriasis, find out what your triggers are. They can be a number of things. They can be alcohol, actually, smoking, all the usual lifestyle things that you've really got to be careful, stress, the usual. you've really got to keep a notebook diary, if you like, when you have flare-ups, and that really should tell you what to watch out for. I'll be making a video about psoriasis, and I'll talk about it in length, but if you have got psoriasis, feel free to email me, joan@jlformulations.com, and I'll help you along in finding the best things for you to do. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. I hope you found this informative and helpful. Please feel free to comment below, and if there's anything specific you want me to talk about, put it in the comments and I will do. Thank you for listening.